Hi everyone. So in the last lecture, as you all know, we did some screen management, made the screen pretty, added header, footer, a menu bar, and a window screen, and a machine status, added an alarm screen. Still, we don't have any alarms here, but this was just one of the other screens we did, and that's all we did on the last one. So in this one, we're gonna switch over to the PLC side and show you how I typically do stack lights and lamps and indicators. How do you turn them on and off and do like more like flashers in that sense. So we'll open up the PLC program, and we had a couple of push buttons on this, which is a master on, cycle start and stop push button. So I'm gonna copy these and make them into outputs. So we'll go to Y0, which we already have. There's a reset, cycle start, cycle stop. I'm gonna move this reset down here and call this master on PBLT. So I want to make sure one thing. What do I have here? Oh, actually, that's not a push button. So yeah, we'll reset. Yep, there you go. There are 3 lights and 4 stack lights with the buzzer on it. So once we go back to the program, I will scroll down, and first thing first, we're gonna go ahead and add a title here, so it's easy to find in the program. So title, and I call it PB lights. So that stays here. Now here we're gonna go find a couple of D registers. So since we have 6 of these, I would go to D0 and call it. So let's go to Y0, and we can copy all these and go to D0 and paste all these in there. Now we have all these D registers, and the way it works is if it's not equal to K0 D0, then we will turn on Y0. So then what you can do is do a range. So I like to do a range on this thing. So if it's, you go like bitwise, so you can make it where if you're less than 64, yep, less than D0 K64, then it's going to be on. And if it is, D0 is greater than or equal to K64, we'll do SM412, which is a 1 second. We'll do a 411, which is a high speed flasher. And let's get our calculator real quick so we can check some range numbers. So I'll go to this, make it a programmable calculator. So if I do 64, that is that. Then I like more bit based, so we'll go to the binary and see what we get. Yeah, so if we're up to 15, which gives me 4 places to fire this. So if it's less than or equal to 15, which is the first 4 bits, and then if I do anything more than that, so less than 128, I got one more. Yeah, less than equal to, and no, ah, okay, go. You can copy that, paste if it's greater than 15 and less than equal to 55. Then we would have a high speed flasher, and then if we are greater than 255, we'll make it a slow speed flasher. So NSM4112. So now we have a flasher logic with 3 different conditions, and we'll do it here. So what we can do is compile, rebuild this, and I can use the same logic, go down, and make it the same thing for D1. So before we do that, we'll test it out to make sure it works okay. So we'll verify. Nope, not that. My bad. I have to rebuild, debug, simulation, start. And once it's done downloading, we're gonna watch D0 and put numbers and make sure so my logic is backwards. I usually miss it when I try to put the greater than less than condition, so we have to flip these guys on everything, then we'll be good. Yeah. Okay. Nope. My bad. Yeah. So once I do a download, all these would be bad. Oh, something's still not right. Okay. This would be fine, and this would still be fine. Okay. Okay. Now we have one. Nothing's flashing. If I put D0 into watch, so debug and no, register to watch window 1, and start watching. So if I put a 1, it should be on, so this is not right. So I was correct. I'm not sure why it kept flashing. Probably a condition problem. These are less than equal to 15. And actually, yeah, I know why. I gotta have a greater than for it. So greater than 0. Okay. And yeah, greater than 255. Okay. So that should be good. Okay. So if I have a 1, if I put a 0, it's off. Now if I put a 16, it should have this rung true, which it looks it's true. And then if I put in 256, it's going to be this rung true. So that's how we have our 3 separate style flashers. Now, the way to use this in the program would be if you have a logic, let's say you have a condition where you want to turn on you just a regular flasher, basically have a stacklight kind of situation, then you would do like, for example, if I have M0, then I want to do F7 D 0.0. So when I do that, this would be on. Then, let's say if you want a different, we'll basically make it look at the mode of the machine. So if I am on N51, I would do D 0.5. So, okay. So that's 2 separate modes, and you can fire separate bits to have different types of flashers on. So if you want something to flash more, you put into the higher bits. If you want it to not flash, you put in the lower 4 bits. If you want to flash at a high speed, you put it to the bit number 4, 5, 6, 7. Then you can add one more condition down here, and that way you have 4 separate ways of flashing indicators whenever you need. And you can reuse this logic. So if I go with the machine in manual mode like we have, so I can go to this and toggle that. See, there's a 1 now. And then if I go and put the machine in auto, I would have a 32, which means it's a high-speed flasher. And if I want something more, I would, let's say, we want to try and do a cycle start. So I'll force the conditions okay. And when I do cycle start, so M53, so if I'm M53, then what I want is D 0. It would be 6, yeah, 4, 5, 6, 7, then 8. So we'll just turn that bit 8 on and then do a download. I mean, I'm trying to use everything on the same bit, but you guys get the gist of it, how what's done. So Now if I do a cycle start, which is this, after delay, it should be in cycle, and if you watch, there's 288, which means it's going to be going through this, which is high-speed flasher. So now we have, even though auto is on, it gets overridden by the high-speed flasher. So if you have different levels of lights when they should flash, you can use the same stuff, or just have one of these, or have unique condition for each of them. So right, that's how we do the flasher. We're gonna stop the do a cycle stop request down here. So we can do the cycle stop. When the cycle stop's complete, everything's good. And now we are back into the auto mode flasher. So yeah, that's how you do flashing logic. I like to do it this way. I've been doing it this way for the longest time, I know. It gives you multiple different ways of flashing lights without having to do with sets and resets and doing more conditions. And also what you can do is you can write notes here saying bit 0 to 3 on, then bit 4 through 7 200 ms flasher, and then bit 8 through 11 you can make 1 second flasher, and so on. So whoever the next guy is knows which bits to use based on what he's trying to flash. Alright, so we'll go get rid of this guy, and same thing for the stack light. There is no real difference, but we'll go ahead and make it so you guys can see it. So that's the reset. I can copy paste. One thing I like to do is I would do a find replace, so I don't have to go and replace all the D zeros. So do find replace. It opens up this little window. We are doing entire project. I'm going to replace D0 by D1, only one, and you want to make sure you're doing it in the down direction, not from the top, because if you do from the top, that's going to replace everything D0 starting from the top. Comments I don't want to change because I already put my comments there. So I would do a find next. See, it highlighted this field, so you hit replace, 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 replace. You want to find another one, you say no. And this, we'll just make it Y1. Then I'll copy that, paste it down, and now I'm going to do D1 to D2, and I would say replace, replace, no, and Y2. So since we have 3 of them, I can copy all 3 of these. And now I'll go find D0 and replace with 3. So I'll do a find next. I found this. So you can keep clicking. I've noticed that if you do a replace all, you run into a problem. Also, I forgot I had to do for the length of 3 because we're going from 0, 1, 2 to 3. So you don't want to replace all because it has burnt me a few times if you do that. So just keep that in mind. Replace all, even though you're trying to go from top to bottom, it doesn't work. So same thing for y for the length of 3. So I gotta find the y. So y0, 1, 2. So if I'm on this rung and click on find next, it would find that. There we go, our stack light. I think the only thing left is the buzzer. So we'll copy 5. Now we can just do y5 to 6. Now it doesn't matter if you leave this to 3 because we don't have anything. So there's that. And then I have to do D5 to D6. Find next. And there are a couple of replacements for that. Okay, that's how we have all the lights and the buzzer logic for them in here. So yeah, that's how you do push button lights logic. You can have multiples in the line. I like to keep them in an order, so when you want to use them, you know what addresses you're trying to use, and it's easier to do a find replace. So all the lights could be grouped together on the Y's, and their D registers, which you're going to use to flash, can be used here. And this gives you the flexibility of using these D's anywhere in the program, and you don't have to basically remember what's the M memory to set and reset and things of that nature. If it's something, you can make it flash. Now also, you don't have to have these conditions. You can basically do a not equal 0 and turn the light on. That's the simplest way to do it. I like this because it gives a little bit more flexibility, but you have to remember the bits break down and you can use it more. So that's it for the push button lights on this one. We'll learn more about a few of the things on the next lecture then. Thank you.